Welcome to Access to Gov, the point-of-sale solution for all your business needs. Access to Gov, also known as A2G, can process sales both in person and online. It can handle both partial refunds and full reversals. It is capable of creating orders which can be paid either in person or online. It can reconcile your tills. It can provide ad hoc and template reporting. It is also possible to integrate with a third-party application where a payment may need to be taken. There are 3 modules for A2G: the cashier client for processing daily transactions, the admin client for administrative tasks typically limited to only those who require it for the job function, such as inventory reconciliation, item setup, and in some cases management high-level reporting, and web admin, an online reporting tool to access ad hoc and template reports and for quick, easy transaction searches. A2G has 2 types of items. They can be physical items, which can be monitored and audited using inventory movement, received and sales reports, and physical counts. You can also set up a service item, which doesn't require receiving in or counting. They can be reported on, though, through the sales reports. You can search for an item using the search bar up top, or you can use the menus for sales item search. You can filter those by vendor, department, or classes. You can also search in quick codes. Quick codes are used when you wish to make sales on an item frequently used for special quantities, special dollar values, and combination of items. Quick codes are linked directly to the items being sold to allow inventory sales and returns to be recognized seamlessly. An example of a combined item would be coffee. If you notice, this coffee quick code has the coffee itself and then the hot cups, because you need to inventory both those items every time a sale is made. An example of specific quantities and special dollar value amounts is this glass of wine. A 9-ounce glass of wine costs $1.18 per ounce, whereas a 5-ounce glass of wine costs $1.68 per ounce. To make it easier, we set up 2 quick codes so that you can identify the different dollar values for each of those types of glasses. A2G allows you the freedom to classify, filter, and group items in any way that suits your business, making it easy to search for items using a few different categories: departments, classes, and vendors. Departments for different sections or groups within your organization. However, it's not limited to your organizational setup. You can make it whatever you want it to mean. Class for similar items, for example, hot foods, or how often an inventory count is done. You may have another use for classifying the items. It is completely up to your organization. Vendors can be useful. If you have physical items, you may want to class them under the vendor to make it easy to pull items supplied for entering received inventory. Again, it's up to you how you would like to use this filtering group. You can attach pertinent information about a specific item using a workflow. It can be a customer name if a return response is required, a pass number that needs to be tracked in the event it gets lost and needs replacing, a voucher used that may require auditing, and third-party application reference numbers to link payments to work performed in other applications. You can define any number of fields in a workflow. You can add validations and drop-downs to your workflows to minimize data entry errors. An example of a simple transaction, you add your customer, add your items, take a payment, complete the transaction. Once the transaction is completed, a receipt will print and the cash drawer will open. If the customer changes their mind, you can completely reverse the transaction. Go to reverse, put in the reason code, enter the transaction number, find the transaction, and then hit complete. Once the transaction is reversed, a receipt will print and the cash drawer will open if it's a cash payment to be returned. The reversal will go back to the payment type on the original transaction. If there's more than one item on the transaction, a partial refund can be given by removing items not to be returned. So again, you go to the reversal, put in your reason, find your transaction, remove the item, or hit refund first, remove the items that you don't want, select your payment to be returned to. It doesn't have to be the same as the original transaction for a refund. I'm going to do cash and then hit complete. At any time, the user can run a transaction report and they will see the transactions that they did for the day. To drill down to more detail, you would click on one of the transaction lines and go to the receipt detail. And it would give you all the information that you needed, including the items sold and what type of transaction it was done. From here, you can reprint the report or you can open in Web Admin. In Web Admin, you'd be able to see the original transaction as well as the refunded amount. If a customer wants to request a service over the phone or online, A2G can create an invoice to be paid online or in person at the customer's convenience. You just have to remember to put the customer name in, go to Start Order, add your items, fill in the workflow, and then hit complete. Save it. The order will automatically open up the Web Admin, and you can send an email to the customer so that they can pay their invoice online. The customer will receive an email with a link that will take them to a page that looks like this, where they can proceed to make a payment on the Moneris checkout. They just have to fill in their information. and hit checkout. It will begin to process the payment, and once the payment has been paid, it will redirect them to a page that says this order has been paid. At this point, they can enter their email and have the receipt sent to them. Or if they don't want to wait that long, they can just right-click and print it. In the web admin, you can also choose to run some reports. At the end of the day, the users can do a reconciliation of their till. Going into the reconciliation. And if you're an administrative user, then you would have the privileges to see everyone. A regular user would only see their own name come up. At this point, you can click on your name, reconcile. So you would count your invoices, make sure they added up, and then complete it. You could print it with details, you can print it without details, or you could choose not to print it at all. We'll just print it. A team lead or a supervisor could do a consolidated reconciliation. You just have to pick the location and the date. Click on the first one. They can count their cash, make sure it matches. Count their checks, make sure they match. Check their credit cards and complete it. And that is the Access to Gov point of sale solution. Thank you.